Hey runners, happy Sunday, Super Bowl Sunday. It's February 2nd. And what a fantastic morning we had today. Uh, my wife and I did the Runner's Den Pancake race. It's a race consisting of either a 5K race, 10K race, or the double stack, which is doing both the 5K and 10K. There's usually about an hour and a half between each race, so it allows you to get a little bit of rest. So I will be recapping my race and how I did, as well as what my wife did in her race, which was the double stack. In fact, she was going for her fourth straight double stack victory since 2017, and more about that shortly. So going into this race this week, I was thinking about where I wanted to land in my 10K. This was my first 10K race for the Runner's Den Pancake. I've pretty much done just the 5Ks in the past. In fact, the 5Ks used to be the first race in the morning at 7:30, and then at 9 o'clock the 10K would start. So I'm not like a huge 10K guy, but I'm starting to appreciate it more so. To me, that's always been the toughest distance to kind of mentally get my mind wrapped around the pacing, because it's in between a 5K and not close enough to the half marathon. So there's, to me at least, definitely takes a little bit of adjustment and getting used to. So I decided I'll do the 10K. It's a it's a good tune-up, if you will, to Atlanta half marathon, which is coming up here at the first part of March, really 4 weeks from today, in fact. That is the race that we are going out to watch, the Olympic Trials Marathon, to see who's going to qualify to earn a spot on the U.S. Olympic team to represent the U.S. In the Summer Olympics in Tokyo later this year. So we're excited about it, excited about the race the following day, just looking forward to the race overall. But back to my race. So yeah, I was my original plan was to run, well under 51, like 50-30 is a number I had in my mind. Last November, the middle part of it, I ran 50:02, and that was a solid race with my 5K split coming in at 25:01. And then my second 5K split at exactly 25:1. So I ran that race about as consistently as I could for both the first and second half, and was excited about it. After that race, I was asking myself, could I have run 3 more seconds faster to get under 50 minutes? The answer, overwhelming yes. I'm sure I could have found 3 seconds within 6.2 miles. But nonetheless, I ran a really strong race. And a few weeks prior to that, I ran a 10K, and I did, looking at it here, I have it up. I did that one in 51:40. So I definitely took a lot of time off. And both races were, pretty flat courses, ideal for running quicker times. And for me, that's great. My best is, I want to say in the low, close to 43, 44 minutes for the 10K, but that was back in like the early 90s, I believe. So, I said to myself, if I'm feeling really good, maybe I can break the 50 minute and get 49 minutes and change. So, first of all, the morning was fantastic. A little bit chilly when we got there to pick up our race packet and bib. It was, I think, like in the probably like mid 40s. I had my gloves, but I didn't wear them for my warm-up mile. In fact, I didn't even wear it at all. So why I brought it, I don't know. But Yeah, it was a little bit chilly for the warm up. When the gun went off, by the way, this course is really flat, as the name implies, pancake race. Not just because they serve pancakes, of course, after the race, but it is a very flat course. It basically goes out north, hangs a left at this one street, and does like a U-turn, and then you basically are making left turns for the next like 4 miles, and then you close with the right turn for the last 4/10 half mile. So pretty flat. When I started out, I was leveling off around, I believe it was like a 746, and then a 755 for the first 2 miles, which is quicker than the pace that I was looking to do. I knew that I would have to dip just below 803 pace per mile to get under 50 minutes. So I was kind of going into that, maybe holding around an 805 pace and see how things progressed. Well, as the race went on after the first couple miles, I was feeling good, but I wasn't sure like if I could sustain my current pace. And when I was looking at my splits, I noticed, I was quicker than I wanted to be by maybe 10 seconds, 15 seconds on the first 2 miles. And that leveled out because mile 3 and 4, I was around like a 8:11, 8:12. They were basically 1 or 2 seconds apart for those miles. So I lost a little bit, but I was fighting back because I remember looking at mile 3. It's actually the 5K mark when I looked at my watch, and I think it said like 24:40 something, which, races sometimes where you think you're at a certain mark, maybe off a little bit. And of course, I'm running off my watch GPS, which is going to be different from, the runner next to me and the runner who finished ahead of me. And basically, it just depends upon which satellites are being picked up. So, and if you're running the tangents, which, I was trying to run the tangents without having to go out wide. I usually stayed on the inside on the turns and didn't drift too far out. So when I was at the 3.1 or 5K mark, I believe my time was around 24:40 something. So that came out to like a 49, 20, 49, 25. So I thought, okay, well, I've got a little extra time. And, I just said, let's just hang in there and, let's see if I can just, keep close to the 8:10, 8:05 mark. So when I got to like the 5th mile is actually, it's not like a screaming downhill at all, but it is fairly, they're slightly downhill. And on a flat course race, anything that's slightly down or up, you're going to notice it. And I could definitely tell. And it came at a good time because I needed to push it just a little bit more. And at that point I did. And I noticed on my watch, I was at some points I was doing like a 750, 755. So I was gaining a little bit, and I needed to because I was just a little bit slower on miles 3 and 4. I hit mile 5 at, I want to say, like an 8:04. So I thought, oh, that's good. And so I had, 1.2 to go. And, I was getting tired. I was breathing heavy. At one point, I want to say it was at like the 5.3-ish mark. I think my watch was like around a 40, might have been a 43. Nonetheless, it was like around 44 minutes. I was just thinking to myself, I'm kind of doing the math, like, today might not be the day that I hit, 49 minutes. It might be, around 50, which I'd still be fine with, but I wanted it. So when I got to, basically there's a right turn, and then it's a long, about a half a mile, maybe 4/10 of a mile. It's just a straight shot, and you can see the finish clock from that far away, just barely. You can't make out the numbers, but it's there. I started to pick it up a little bit. Now, I don't sprint with a half a mile to go, or else I'll be dead with more than a quarter mile to go. But I did pick it up a little bit, and I was looking at my watch for the time and looking at the pace, and I noticed my pace started dropping down even quicker to like a 750, 740. And at one point, I think I was getting down close to like a 735. When I got to the 6 mile mark with 2/10 to go, I believe I was like about a 40, just before 49. So it was close. But let me tell you, I mean, I gave it everything I had. The last quarter mile, I did that in 1:45, which for me is much slower. Usually a quarter mile, that's 400 meters, one lap around a track. I can do that in like a minute 30. Now, of course, after a 10K race, I should still have somewhat of a kick. Even though it said I did a minute 45, I can usually still do it in the 1:30 some. But today didn't have the speed like I typically do. But I did close out, and I got a time of 49:56. So totally excited. A couple seconds under that 50 mark, and 6 seconds faster than the 10K back at the middle of November. So about almost 3 months ago, I got under 50. So I'm excited. Just kind of looking at my times that I save here on my spreadsheet. The last time I broke 50 minutes was in 2002. So that's been quite a while. I haven't done a lot of 10Ks. Since 2002, I've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 10Ks. So not a distance I particularly do, but as of late, I've done 4 in the last year and almost a year and a half. So and I've gotten faster too. When I did the 10K back in September of 2018, I did that in 52:47, and then last November 4th, 51:40 at the Phoenix 10K 3TV, and then November 23rd, Gilbert 10K 50:02, and then today 49:56. Good enough for me to finish. I believe I was 99th out of 324 for men, and 17 out of 51 for my age group. And overall is 136 out of 720. So not bad. I will take it. My wife, Carrie, had a phenomenal day. She's just been crushing it here as of late. She had a mile race last week and ran that in 5:48. Just bettering her time from last year. And then today, she was going for a 4-peat. In the double stack. That's the 10K and 5K, and she's won it every year since 2017, 18, 19, and then this year would have been 4 years. She went out and knocked it out on the first race, which is the 10K, and did that in like 39 and change. I believe it's a PR for her. And then she came back and ran like a 1930 some, 1940 maybe, and won the double stack for a 4th straight year. So kudos out to you, Carrie, for a great race and really just knocking it out. It's not your typical training phase to go from a mile race one weekend and then you do a double stack as you're tuning up for a marathon next weekend, which she is. And she's looking forward to a great race, and so am I, and I'm sure she'll do well. So it was a beautiful day. Temperature at 9 o'clock was probably maybe 50 degrees, maybe 48, around there. It was a little chilly. I could feel it in my hands when I was running. They had that cold feeling for several miles, but really, there wasn't really any breeze at all. A sunny day, unlike last year. I know when the 10K was raced, Carrie was running in the rain a little bit, and then when the 5K started, when I did that, it was just a little bit wet out there on the roads, but no rain. So today was just a fantastic day. I'm still kind of got like a frog in my throat, feel a little bit sore and a little bit kind of run down. So I'm still recovering, but overall, it was a good race. Fought hard. Totally excited. This is great momentum heading into Atlanta, which is 4 weeks away. I'm really not sure where I'm going to be for that race in terms of my time. I will definitely work on that here in the coming weeks. It is a hilly course, but just have to strategize on those hills. So that's it. Recap of the 2020 Runner's Den, if you can see it. Pancake race. That's our shirt this year. A nice white shirt. Just a beautiful day. I couldn't ask for more. Got under 50, so hey, 50 years old, you can break 50. Not that it's hard for a lot of folks out there, but when you get older, you can certainly run your best, even if it isn't a PR. If you're making great effort and giving it all you have, good things definitely come in time. And today was definitely one of those days, and I'm so grateful for that. So, anyways, hope you're having a great weekend. Enjoy Super Bowl Sunday if you're into football. I'm not sure if you're a Niners or a Chiefs fan. I'm a Cowboys fan, so I don't really have skin in the game. Typically, I root for the NFC, but I am leaning towards the Chiefs slightly. But I really would like to see a good game. Hopefully, there'll be some good commercials. So, anyways, that's it for now. Have a great day, all.